everybody. Welcome to the Friday night special. And here we are. Hey, everyone. Woo.
Special guest.
Hey. There he is, the little man. All righty.
Very brief.
Yeah. Okay,
well,
folks.
Content isn't designed for kids, so technically he's not supposed to have a kid in picture the whole time. So
Yeah, actually, I don't. I got a thing around that on it because even though it's not intended for them, it is viewable by them.
Right.
So
yeah, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, because I've had my grandsons up here a couple times, and they have not dinged me at all on it. So
yeah, but the first time would wind up being something involved with my kids. So
right,
we'll just avoid the situation.
Yeah. All righty. So let's do a little roll call here and say hi to everybody. First one in was Courtney at Wide Family Farm, followed by Michael 58. Scroll on down, and then we had Audra homesteading in Idaho. And guys, I want to remember, I got to talk about something that Audra mentioned in her video today. All right, then we have Copper Kettle Farms, our treasured homestead. Hey, Christy Betts, Teresa and Lee at Stringfield Ridge Farm.
Right.
And Dave's Mule Train Homestead, Copper Kettle Farms. Never Enough Time. A Fishes and Loaves Life.
Hey, Fishes, you need to post a picture on Discord. I know you're there, so cool. Pictures so we can see it.
All right, we got Grammy Karen in here.
Right.
Lori Firefly Farm. Southern Blessed Homestead.
Good. And did you get Enad music?
I haven't gotten down to him yet. I'm still going down here.
Remember, he's getting old. He's a little bit slower on the trigger finger now.
I'm making sure I'm catching everybody here. Did I miss that scale? Oh, there is E. Adams Music. All right. And how was that copper? Okay, everybody's in here. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been an interesting week. First started off with Martha firing up one on how much is enough. And then last night, Brett and Amy were talking about it on Burchard Homestead. And then just before us, Teresa and Lee were talking about it on Stringfield Ridge Farm. And so, and the thing is, I had this thing set up a month and a half ago. The list of all my futures ones was already set up. So this is Kismet karma for this week, guys.
Yeah.
Something's telling everybody, hey, make sure you know how much is enough, and we're all trying to tell you how to balance things out, how to make sure you have enough of the right things. So let's move over here.
Can I ask a technical question first?
Sure.
So I can see the comments on the far right, but there's no place for me to type.
You can't.
Okay, that's what I when you're on StreamYard, only I can type on StreamYard itself.
Okay, so I just need to have my secondary device. Is the easiest?
Yes. And what's even more interesting is I can't do the cheat typing. Like if I was to put in for getting started on homesteading, I can't do @GE and have it populate. But that's why on my other computer over here to the side of me, I have to have the YouTube up, and all the typing that was going on during the intro, I was doing that on my other computer.
Well, this works for me because then I'll be viewing it as well as being on it. So that's all right. Thanks, Al. You're the one who pointed out the phone, so I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move over here. Okay, so balancing your preps and budget. I figured since we saw this guy in the games last week, the Tippett guy, that's the perfect thing for a guy for balancing your budget and your preps. So let's get on here. So budget. We're all pretty much limited to our basic budget. Whether it's what the job you have, or whether it's the retirement payout you have coming in, or whatever income source you have, it's usually pretty much locked in. And this is where I want to talk about what Audra at Homesteading in Idaho had out earlier today on her video, and shoot, I should have done this before here. Let me pop this up real quick. She did a fairly decently long video today, and let's see if I can find it here real quick here. Shoot. Dang it. There we go. I got this one here. So yeah, this is the one here. So let me grab the link to it here, and I'm going to put it in the chat here.
I hear country music.
I know.
And that was the her starting to play here. So there we go. All right. So the link I just put in there is to Audra's video from today. And some of the things she was talking about was ways to make your homestead help pay for itself. She was talking about the sunflower seeds. She's, I guess breeding or whatever you want to call it. Getting different varieties and stuff and cross doing them and stuff. Mm-hmm. And talked about the goat milk and the goats they raise and stuff, and they can sell. So that's one of the ways. That's one thing you can do to expand your budget. Several other channels, big ones, even like Keeping It Dutch and Arms Family Homestead, was talking about having a side hustle to bring in extra money to support whatever your homestead. And there she said, so keep a lookout for Audra's more videos on it. So anyway, so budgeting, you have a set budget. So you have out of that budget, you have things you got to pay for your house, whether it's a house payment or rent, utilities, food that you have to eat right now, certain clothing, certain things you need to have. Whatever you have left over is your discretionary budget. Now, yes.
Easiest way to explain this to everybody: do a spreadsheet, like your wife says.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard. I was going to do that, and last year about this time when I talked about this, I had spreadsheets and people were having a hard time with it. So I'm just going to say, yeah, do a spreadsheet, guys. Excel is great for it. Set up everything you do, but then your discretionary budget is stuff you have left over after the essentials you have to spend. I'm going to say this: don't blow it all on preps.
Yeah.
All right.
Simplest way to remember that is take 25% of your discretionary fund and bury it. Pretend it
savings.
Don't exist. Take another 25%, use that toward your preps. Another 25% to put away in an emergency fund in case poop happens and you need to repair your car. The other 25% keep in the house in cash in a safe.
Yeah. And Josh Connor just came in. Hey, Josh. All right. So with that, let's go on to talking about generally when people say preps, most people think about food. And yeah, food is highly important. And so basically, ways of getting food: you can garden it, you can go hunting for it, you can go fishing for it, or you can buy processed food ready to go. So gardening is great. I know I garden. I know Martha gardens. Uncle Al gardens. Dave is all PO'd at his place there because they won't let him garden.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is with gardening, like I was telling Al beforehand, we can't plant 2022's garden now. We can't, all we can do is we can save seeds, buy whatever seeds, and we can plan, and we can, as soon as the soil is able to be worked, we can enlarge our gardens. We can add stuff to it.
I have seeds. I just can't do with them.
You just can't use them right now.
Right.
So, and you have to be careful how old those seeds are, David.
They're living creatures.
Yeah. So one of the things, when it comes to gardening, there's only so much you can do out for the future. So for as far as gardening goes, boom, really, there's not much you can spend on your discretionary funds for gardening has a big payoff immediately.
Gil, I have one thing to say on gardening. Mm-hmm. Be careful, everybody. There's a scam going out. They're trying to sell vacuum packed or freeze dried seeds. Do not buy these things. It's a con. All right. Yep. C-O-N, con. What happens when you freeze-dried seeds, Martha?
They die.
What happens, Dave, when you vacuum pack seeds?
You have bird food.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Even the great repositories where they have all the seeds and stuff,
Yeah.
they don't freeze dry them. They have them in near frozen state and they wash them very carefully. These companies that are selling freeze dried or no.
Well, they're frozen, but they're not freeze dried. Yeah. Yeah. So they're still alive. They're just dormant.
Exactly. Right? All right. So the next thing then, let's go on to the next slide here. So fishing and hunting. Yeah, you do get
going to fish and hunt. Yes.
Yeah. So you get supplies and stuff, but you're not going to spend all your time out there fishing and hunting. There's only so much you can, do with that. You still need to have other, what's the word I'm looking for? Forms of food. You need your greens, your grains. You need, your other, your vegetable oil fats and stuff and everything else. So,
and another key feature to remember with all this being said, don't forget your children. If they don't like vegetables now, you better get them used to eating them, because, there may be 4, 5, 6 days in a row where you don't have any meat. All you've got is a vegetable or two to eat.
Mm-hmm.
The worst case scenario happen.
Yep.
So, get them used to eating something now that's green. Sun.
Yeah.
And as you see, it's off.
Yeah. Which is interesting. When I was growing up, of course, this had to do with the way my mom was brought up to cook spinach. I absolutely hated spinach. Then I got married and my wife cooked it a totally different way. That was, ooh, this is tasty.
Oh boy!
Of course, neither one of us can stand Brussels sprouts, so
I liquefied mine.
Yeah.
Drink it.
All right. So basically, with eliminating, with limiting what you can do on gardening, hunting, and fishing, that leaves the big part of your food that for your budget wise is processed. And that leaves you into what everyone calls the standard food storage. And looking at a picture like this is a fairly decent setup. They got up there in the upper right, they got herbs and everything else up here, commercially done, of course. They got soups up here. They got Vienna sausages. They got pickles. For those like pickles, they got lots of green beans. They got cereals. They got animal cookies for the kids. They got flours, wheat, rice, pinto beans. Ooh, they got jerky there. I didn't see the jerky. Oh. So you got to look at what you are, you're looking at your supplies, but, one of the things you need to do is don't go overboard in one direction. And by that, I mean, okay, we're going to, we got so much money. We're going to go out and we're going to buy 500 pounds of wheat.
Yeah.
Or 500 pounds of rice. Well, that may be good for your long-term goal to have that much in your supply to be able to, but as you're starting out and as you're doing it and on a budget, working your way into it, make sure your pantry, your food storage is well-rounded.
Oh, come on, that's square right now.
Okay, all right. 4 squares is good too.
I can use this to go get my meat though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can use this to fish with too, so don't get too.
Yeah. But what I want to say, one of the things is when you're setting whatever you're setting up, and also make sure whatever you're buying follows the axiom of store what you eat what you store.
Yeah.
If you're not eating it, don't bother storing it, because you're probably not going to. You're not eating it right now, probably because you don't like it. So why
and there's
store it if
another
you're not going to be liking it?
There's another reason you need to eat what you store and store what you eat is because your stomach and your intestines will go having a party on the inside of you that you don't like if the food is not something you're normally used to eating.
That's
It'll
a good
either bind
point.
you up or you're going to be running to the outhouse every 13 seconds because it's trying to come out in a very explosive manner.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And that in 1 week will take care of a month's worth of toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember where I read this, but I'll have to dig it up just to show people. But there was a study done that showed the extreme elderly and the very young, if they don't like a certain food product, they simply won't eat it. You know how we say, oh, you'll eat it, eventually you'll eat it. But for people that aren't thinking in the way that you and I all are, if for some reason that they're not able to because of they're too young or they're too old, people can die simply from not eating food that's in front of them because they don't like it.
Right.
And that's dangerous.
Diane,
Yeah.
that's from Department of Health and Services, I
It
think.
could be. I mean, that was my field, so it's probably something like that, Alan.
Yeah,
Right.
there was a study of, for some reason, Ethiopia pops in my mind, but it wasn't Ethiopia,
Zimbabwe.
where they sent over a bunch of wheat, and they'd never eaten wheat before.
Yeah, didn't know what to do with it, kind of thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
they didn't know what to do with
Zimbabwe.
it. Tried fixing it the way they did stuff over there, and it was nasty, and they wouldn't eat it.
I know what country you're talking about. Mozambique.
Yes, I think that's it. Yeah,
Because they're a rice-based culture, and when you send red and white wheat to Mozambique, it bloated everybody because what's that disease? Celiac? Is it celiac?
That's when they're allergic. That's when they're allergic to wheat.
But
And
similar to
glutens.
yeah, they weren't gluten intolerant.
Celiac disease. Yeah,
Right.
You're right.
They're used to eating rice, and you give wheat to a rice-based population. What happens? Like Dave says, everybody's running to the bathroom.
yeah.
Hi, Courtney. Wide Family Farm. Some people are sneaking in here. Hi, Tibor.
Yeah, Tibor, Cecilia just came in.
Oh, Celia.
And who else did I miss back there?
Your
Hey,
favorite
of course,
workers,
they're
MP.
trainers.
Yeah,
Steve.
Corther. Hi, Steve.
Steve.
Yep. All righty. Okay, yeah, and so like Al mentioned earlier, Steve is now in. I guess he's now in his new place, and he's working on trying to put in a new garden. So, good luck, Steve.
Best of
We
luck.
got Sugar Creek Homestead of Tennessee just joined us. Hey, how's it going? All right, so when you're storing all this food, there's something very important that you need to be aware of. And let's see, I think I'm up to it next here. And let's see here. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a video here for you. All right, this is Martha's video from yesterday.
Don't be jealous of my fancy labeling and paperwork there, you guys.
A couple days ago. This was a couple days ago that Martha, you was on Tuesday or was it on Wednesday?
It was Wednesday, just 2 days ago. Yeah.
2 days ago. All right, so I'm just going to play you guys a portion of it. Let me know if you guys can hear what she's saying on it. So let me get over here and start it.
So there's a common misconception, and the media and grocery stores and other people like that, people that make products, really not so much grocery stores, try to make us believe certain things. The reason this whole video came into my head was, one is I was talking with some friends on Facebook, and they were asking me how I figured out how much food I have in my own prepper pantry. And then my husband and I made some of this Bear Creek hot and sour soup mix, which is really excellent, by the way. They discontinued it for some ungodful reason. I don't know why, but
Did you like it?
this little 7-ounce. God, this makes 8 servings. What a good deal. How cool is that? This can make 8 servings. You know, we should buy a bunch of these. So after I made it, I looked at the actual serving size, and this is what I think we should all do. So a serving size to make 8 is 1 cup. There's 8 cups per container, which runs about 50 calories. So I don't know about you, but drinking 1 cup, and I put 1 cup of blue water in this quart container to symbolize what 1 cup is. Is that enough soup to satisfy you for a meal? Certainly not, right? I don't care how big or how small you are unless you're a kid.
Not even much.
And it's only 90 calories. So the way I check my prepper pantry is I throw the servings out the window other than to figure out calorie content. That's it. That's the only thing I use it for. Otherwise, I base my calories on 2,000 calories a day for a woman, 2,500 calories a day for a man, depending on their job.
All right. So let me go ahead and pull that one back down here. Maybe if I can get out. Actually, I'm going to put that up in front of it. Okay. So something else that came out yesterday. I get the other one up here. There we go. So I get the newsletter from beprepared.com, which is emergency essentials. And the email newsletter yesterday was about 6 things, to have in your preps. Granted, I just a heads up, since they sell freeze-dried food in number 10 cans and stuff, some of it's going to be in the later part of it leans to that. So I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about just something, like number 2 here is enough calories to keep you healthy. And like Martha mentioned, 2,000 for a woman, 2,500 for a man, depending on their jobs, what they're doing. That's pretty much a standard thing for everyone. Yes, Dave.
Go back to the video I did last November, early December, maybe in October. I don't remember. But I did a video about caloric intake.
Yes,
and
you
I
did.
showed a lot of information on that video. Now,
Can you?
I'm going to make this stipulation to these calorie counts. And after doing a lot of research and having gone on a diet, and I did a lot of research, my eyes burned after about 4 days worth of it. The calorie count intake that they suggest, if you eat that and you eat that much and you ain't doing nothing, you're going to be the size of a house.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to starve to death because your body's going to start wanting more calories and more calories. You will not be able to satiate your hunger. If you are doing nothing, if you're sedentary, sitting on your butt, not doing a dang thing, you only need 1,500 calories a day to survive. You have enough body fat to stay alive. Matter of fact, those people who, and I'm not saying this to be rude to anybody, please don't take it as such. Anybody that is more than 50 pounds overweight can go 3 weeks without eating a drop of food. You do have to drink liquids.
A lot of liquids.
My recommendation is a salt and water mix, very light on the salt, because you have to replenish the salt in your body or you will have other issues that you have to deal with. But the average person who's only 5 to 10 pounds overweight can go a week without eating, sit down, eat a 1,500 calorie meal, go 2 to 3 days, eat 1,500 calories, you make your food stretch out longer. You're actually going to wind up with more energy because your body is going to go into metabolic overdrive. Metabolism is going to be accelerated immensely.
Right.
So base your calorie on exactly what you're doing. If you're extremely active, if you're out there building a wooden barn or you're trying to build a house out in the middle of the woods, then yes, you will need 2,500 calories a day. But if all you're doing is sitting on your butt, go without eating for a few days.
Yeah.
And to your point, David, I was revisiting some of Anthony's videos too, and he brought up that very topic. And he linked us to a calculator and to a long mathematical formula that will show you your BMR, your resting basal metabolic rate, which is what Dave's talking about, is when you're just sitting in a chair and you're not doing anything at my height and my weight. How much energy does it take for me to breathe? And then you add in, okay, and then I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and now I'm building houses and fences. So you're so right, David, because I think I was out at like 1,300 calories just to live, right? Just to walk around my house. So yeah, that's something for all of us to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Dave, could you do me a favor?
Huh?
Can you look up that video and put that link to it in the private chat, and I'll post it out here?
That's a good idea.
All right. One of the things too, it's I just saw it here. The chat just went flying by. Somebody mentioned something in the chat. I was going to. Okay, Courtney was talking about things like protein shakes, protein powders. That's something else you can add to it here, because when we get into the next page down here, scroll down. Nutrition, protein, and micronutrients. Hey, perfect thing. Leading to that was, so you got proteins and your micronutrients, and so you actually have to look what is in the food you're eating, as far as what it does for you. And so, there's a lot of interesting things in these emails I get from beprepared.com and Thrive Life, where they talk about this stuff. 40, 50 grams protein per day. Mm-hmm. But then, like, if you're out there building a house and you're, lifting weights and sweating bullets and everything else, you may need a little bit more protein.
Okay. Before you go any further with protein shakes, or the this 250 billion different types there is. Yeah. Mind you, I have protein shake mix here in my house, but there's a time to drink it and a time not to. Do not drink it before you go doing anything. Okay. Because you'll be defeating the purpose of that shake. Those protein shakes are to be consumed after a workout, after doing extraneous exercise, because it's designed to replenish the electrolytes, some of the vitamins and minerals, the salt, and a few other things that your body has to have to survive and keep your metabolism in overdrive, so you have the energy to keep going. If you drink that before you work out, you're burning up all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the other stuff that's in that you need to survive, and you're actually not doing your body any justice.
Yeah. Some of the things that like GNC, where they sell those things of protein whey and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what it talks about, is using it after the workout. All right, so let me go run over here a little bit more down here. Oh, variety. And I know Dave's talked about it on some of his videos. We've talked about it on some of the lives last year. On your food storage, you need to have a variety of whatever you're eating.
Also, Palmetto Prepared and me, we discussed this too. You have to make sure you're flavoring and spices. Man is not living alone on salt and black pepper.
Yeah. Of course, back in the dark ages, salt and black pepper was something new, and it really spiced up everything and changed all their meals.
Worth your weight in salt, right?
Right. That's called salary. Being a salary man. Romans did it, paid in salt. Black pepper later become what Dave's showing.
No,
what do you have there, David?
Right now at Walmart, my Walmart, our spices, 88 cents a thing. I've got 10 in here. I've got 20 more upstairs. I'm nothing.
How big are the things?
Hold on.
How many ounces, just for fun? Because a lot of us will be interested in that, like me.
5.7.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
They're small. They're stackable. They're, this is garlic salt. I've got minced onion.
They're refillable too.
Yeah. And what I like about those small ones is they're sealed. Whereas the big ones, you open it up and now the whole thing is open, where the small one, you just open the small one. That's the only thing that's open. If you have a whole bunch of other ones that are sealed, they're going to last longer.
Yeah, and then you got to get a small mason jar and an oxygen absorber and all that.
Yeah.
And
hi, Will from JIT Preparedness. It's good to see you, my friend.
Yep. Oh, Dustin's in the house. Courtney's husband.
Hello.
Yep. All right. So, one of the things to, like you mentioned before, I got some pop-ups here looking at here. Okay. One of the things we've mentioned before is that you don't want to have a ton of just one thing. Like we're talking about, you don't want to go and get, 500 pounds of wheat. You want to have a variety. You have your wheat, your rye, your barley, your rice, and different types of rice too. You want to have a variety so you don't get stagnant in eating one thing and all of a sudden you stop eating because you don't like what's in front of you. And Martha mentioned that earlier about the old folks.
Gil?
Wait a minute. I am the old folks.
That's what I'm pointing out. Also, another reason, folks, you have to learn to cook.
You do.
I have to pound this to everybody. Cookbooks. You grab it and you see a prepper who don't cook, smack them with it.
Yeah. Hey, look at guys. If you're not subscribed to Palmetto Prepared, that's Anthony's channel. I'm thinking about his little girl child.
And his child.
Yeah. Anthony's a new dad, so go check out Palmetto Prepared. This guy loves to cook, and he makes homemade breads, homemade pizza dough. He's making his, he got a wine press thing. Found out the sunflower seeds were the wrong ones he planted, so now he's going to be planting black sunflower seeds. But yeah,
I don't know if it's the right link. Check it before you post it. Open it up, make sure it's the right, because my computer's acting kind of flaky today.
Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, it is. That's it. Okay, so let me highlight that, and I'll put it down in here. Control C.
Hey, Courtney, would you seriously die because of the gas issue? Have you tried Beano or soaking? There's also a Mexican herb that I can send you the name of that will degas beans. And just as an aside, I'm reading the comments while you're doing your work, Gil.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I just put in the link to the video that Dave was talking about, and it starts off with the I tried to make a salad and failed is the beginning of it there, but yeah.
Nice.
So let's go. Oh, as far as beans, my wife has had this problem where there's certain foods she's been eating. She used to eat almonds all the time. Now she can't eat almonds without getting real bad gas.
Oh.
And then it was pistachios. And so there's certain, and whenever time she eats any type of beans, she definitely has to take Beano. Now, when we're cooking beans on our own, though, she uses the Instapot to help degas them beforehand. And there's a process to go through for degassing beans and stuff using Instapot. And then there's the overnight one where you soak it and you throw the water out. Well, actually, you don't throw the water out. Use the water in your garden so all the nutrients go back into your garden. But yeah, you do the soaking thing to get the enzymes and stuff out of the beans so they don't make you help stop the gas shortage.
So Gil, she can do that for nuts as well. I know it's kind of a weird thing, but you can soak almonds and cashews and stuff and then dry it, rinse them, dry them, and then re-dry them in the oven to eat. And that'll help her as well.
Okay, I'll let her know about that.
It breaks down 2 proteins and an oil. That causes the gas in your system. What's happening is some floral, after you take medication or pregnancy and stuff, it screws up your microfloras in your gut. So you have to, you have to eat a lot of fermented foods, which I'm Asian. I eat always fermented foods, and my family doesn't like it. I smell weird. Trust me. People come to my house and like, Uncle Alan's here, right? Yeah. Why? We smell you a mile away, Uncle Alan. I eat fermented foods.
Well, and they don't. They're your family. They should be learning.
No, they're all Americans and Democrats. They don't.
Well, they should be learning. I'm a Democrat too, but they should still be learning from you.
Yeah, they should.
Well, they can.
Right. They should eat more fermented foods. They don't. They look at me, Uncle Alan, you have a whole skull of a what did I ferment last week? Oh yeah, you have a head of a goat in the refrigerator, and they're.
All right, guys. Anthony is in the house.
Thank you for showing up, Anthony. Now, Anthony is a little known fact about Anthony of Palmetto Prepared is that although he does not have a degree in being a dietitian or a nutritionist, he has as much knowledge as one. I believe his mother is one, and he knows his stuff. Yeah.
All right. So back on this thing over here, we were talking. So make sure all of your whatever your foods are, make sure you have a rounded, balanced out, diet. So you're not eating all just one food and getting that, I forget what it's called. There's a specific sickness that has to do with, talk about food fatigue.
Right.
Being part of it. So yeah, so you want to get away from that. So that one, I can go ahead and drop that down. Go here, go to the next page.
That's in the same family of scurvy. I can't remember the fancy medical term for it.
Yeah. And that's something else to consider to include in your preps. Vitamins. Because not all the stuff you're going to eat, no matter, unless you're very, very lucky so that all your food provides all your vitamins, you need to have stuff. And especially in this day and age, I mean, here's something new I just started taking. Zinc powder with vitamin C.
Yeah.
All right. And then I have my vitamin D over there. Actually, what I got in the other ones, that's gummy I chew, but there's my vitamins I take every day. Vitamin E, vitamin D, magnesium, multivitamins and stuff like that.
Okay, I want to add to that. If you smoke, or if you're around people who smoke, or if you don't drink orange juice or certain vegetables, calcium citrate and vitamin D. Calcium citrate is the same as orange juice. It's your vitamin C. Calcium also is for your bones. So make sure you take straight vitamin C, the calcium citrate and vitamin D. You need both of those to maintain a healthy body. Without those, no matter what you eat, you will start feeling fatigued, out of energy, and your bones will become very brittle.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm chuckling here. I'm reading the side chat, and Tibor and Steve at Corsair Trainers are picking on Anthony.
Shocker.
They're jealous. They're jealous because he's so good looking. All right. So looking at time here. All right. So balancing your budget for your preps, we've been mainly talking about food. But I noticed that in the hour before, if you guys didn't see it, go back and check out Stringfield Ridge Farms live stream. And I guess it was about 20 minutes. Teresa really started getting into it. Other things to consider prepping. And I'm sorry, these guys are making comments in the side chat. I'm just laughing. All right, gotta focus. Ignore side chat for a minute. Now I forgot where I was at.
After food fatigue, and we're talking about.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. So other things you need to consider is what else do you need to store besides food? And one of the things that Teresa brought up in her live stream just previous to us was talking about we seem to be in a window and things and they're pretty sure that their state's going to lock down here, and several other states are talking about locking down hard, and a lot of people seem to think that come the end of the month there's going to be a lot more stringent lockdown on a lot of stores and businesses and stuff and what you do. So this seems to be a time where a lot of people feel, all right, this is your last chance to get out there, and anything you're missing from your supplies, get some of that now. Mm-hmm. One of the things we were talking about, things that people don't usually think about in their preps. And let me go ahead and just pull us back to this. And so one of the things everyone started putting in different things. And one of the things that popped in my mind since I got grandkids is shoes, socks, and clothes for little ones. And Oliver is just 9 months now, coming on 9 months. So he still needs diapers, diaper wipes, diaper ointment. Need pull-up. We need to get pull-ups when he gets potty training. Danny is bouncing between diapers and pull-ups right now because we're trying to get him potty trained. And then there's stuff for us adults. Hey, how many pairs of socks do you have if all of a sudden you can't, if for some reason there becomes a sock shortage?
One of the number one requests from people that are living on the street and that are homeless is socks.
Yeah.
Good point. Very good point.
And Dave has talking about flavoring packs for the water, so you're not drinking plain water.
Oh.
So
Excellent for kids. It keeps kids happy.
Yeah, and I like those two flavors. And Charles just popped up behind you.
Yeah, now he thinks he deserves one.
Don't forget these, folks.
Caramels?
Yeah, and small candies, not the big chunky bars, just enough as a treat. Because I got this at Big Lots, about 5 bags at 50 cents. You know how much caramels cost nowadays, and getting this for 50 cents is cheap. And I got a lot of grandnephews and nieces, and I cook with this too.
All right, the Kraken popped out, rechargeable batteries. Yeah. One other thing too is that for those that need it, I put it up here right. These are the Walmart brands for the allergies. You know, Claritin, and that. So keep some of those. If you have hay fever problems and stuff. And guys, seriously, make a run to the grocery store if it has a little pharmacy in it, or Walgreens. Sudafed, the real stuff. You get it, your spouse gets it, any adult children you have in the house, have them get some. That way it's not all in one person. You can have a supply.
Just don't run there wheezing and huffing, wearing a sweatshirt, because they're going to call the cops on you.
And Courtney, that's huge. Benadryl, diphenhydramine is the generic name for it. Allergies, hives, itchings. If people are allergic to a drug that they take, if they run into bees, whatever, that can be hugely helpful. And if you are allergic to something, buy mass doses of it and figure out what your dose would be for your body weight.
Right. Another one is this.
Kettle Farms. To answer, that. Check out doomandbloom.net. That's Doc Bone and Nurse Amy. They talked when they were actually it's been about a year ago now, when they were on Dave's channel and on my channel. They were on mine close into February. That's one of the things they talked about was blood thinners, and they talked about
thyroid medicines, fish models,
thyroid medicines. Yes. Yeah.
So copper kettle, some of the new studies are showing that daily aspirin therapy is as good as warfarin is, and you don't have to get your SED rates checked all the time. But, obviously check that out. I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV, but I am familiar with that. So that's something you can consider. And so if aspirin works, then you can look at what tree is it, you guys? Is it the ash tree that has the Anthony? What is it? One of the trees has a bark that has aspirin-like substances in it.
Red willow.
Willow. And there's another one too, but good.
Yeah, but you got to be really careful. Willow's the easiest. Boil it, folks, and be careful. The other one is, if you get it wrong, you're going to see a bunch of dead people because of a headache.
So copper kettle, check that out. We don't really know how to do it. Baby aspirin, yeah, that works. It's only 85 milligrams though, and an adult aspirin is 325 milligrams. And so if you're actually on a blood thinner like warfarin or something, you may need that extra amount of aspirin to make your blood thin. David, who said that? Not you, David. Another David. Turmeric thins your blood, but if I had a bleeding disorder, or if I was somebody was may have had a stroke or the like, I would not count on that to thin my blood. I would use something that's tried and true. And aspirin's going to be around everywhere. And if you can make it at home, so much the better. And there's other herbs you can take as well. But that's a very good point. Turmeric, put that in your back pocket and check it out. Yeah. Cayenne does too. Yeah. It's also good for arthritis. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to be careful on those spices because I have 2 strokes. So if I take too much of any of those spices, I tend to go to the hospital really quick.
And Anthony is just touching on that point again. Palmetto prepared. Just be very, very sure you know what you're doing before you go down the path of listening to a bunch of folks on YouTube that are not medical professionals. So always do your own research. Yeah.
And that's what Copper Kettle says. She's starting an herbal course. And that's the thing to do.
Oh,
Get a course. Get
maybe you
trained.
can teach us. Yeah.
Yeah. And Anthony points out a good thing here too. All protein isn't the same. So, knowledge is power. And we talked about this on a live stream 2 weeks ago, I think it is. Get studying, get skills, learn knowledge.
Oh, we're all finished with the slides, right?
I'm looking over the side here. We are into other supplies.
So we already did that.
So that's what we're into right now, talking about other supplies and things. Medical supplies, mechanical supplies, shovels, axes, saws, hardware supplies. Does everybody have a supply of screws, glues, anything to repair, duct tape to repair stuff?
Or like Dave, crossbows and arrows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome. We have AB's Kitchen Recipes and Vlogs. Welcome.
And Keith's here too. Hi, Keith.
Yep. Keith Kronk. My buddy keeps me straight and chastises me in the private chat.
Okay. Well, everybody do that. First, go watch Old School Preppers video on proportion sizes and calorie count. It's a very good video. Check Dave's from last year. Dave, you still have it on what's that channel? Dave, what
okay, I think this is Dave's video here. I just put it in the chat right now. And this followed by is come on, let's go. Put it in there. It's stinking. Oh, it's freezing up. There it goes.
It has hemorrhoids.
So the first one is Dave's, and then the second one here is Martha's, and then of course I think, unless I screwed them up there.
I'm going to make a comment real quick. Where did I see it?
Okay, go ahead and make a comment.
I will as soon as I find it again. I lost it.
Yeah.
You lost it? You lost it?
Tibor made a comment. Besides losing my mind. Tibor made a comment and he's correct. It's not the bark. It's the cambium layer, which is the layer between the tree itself and the bark. It's the protective layer. That's where a majority of the minerals and stuff that the tree consumes runs between the bark and the actual tree itself. It's the cambium layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Gil, I'm noticing a lot of people talking about herbs here in the comments, and we are too. Have you done an herb video, a live stream lately?
No, it's been about 10 months since we did one on herbs.
So it's been within the last year. Yeah.
So we should be coming up around here in February, into February, beginning of March. We'll hit herbs again because, hey, that's the time to start planting them, especially the ones you want to plant indoors.
Harvest them year round too.
Right.
Again, folks, the link I just put just now, guys, is that is Audra at Homesteading Idaho.
Got it.
Talked about the side hustle way of other things you can do to help improve your budget, bring extra money in. I really like some of the things she was talking about, things you can do to help out there. And then there's other ones. If you just Google side hustle videos, you'll get some good ones out there talking about giving you ideas of things you can do, whether it's crocheting something, doing macrame, beadwork, taking in clothes to repair clothes, doing sewing or whatever. Different things you can do to develop an extra money to put towards your preps and everything. Sparkling herb.
Okay. Now,
sparking. Sparking herb. You mean sparking?
Sparking herb.
Martha.
Yeah, in Oregon, it's legal. Yeah.
Yeah. Martha had a question when I was typing into the comments and answer.
Yeah.
One meal, 1 pound. That comes from the British system. 3 square meals it's 3 square pounds of food a day, British Navy. And that kept on going in certain militaries throughout the world. And I kind of wrote it down. If we could get blown up real quick.
Make you big.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Alan made it
Let me
smart.
make him big here. Let me make him big. Okay. There. Oh,
No,
wrong one.
that's
Wrong one.
Dave.
Wrong one. There we go.
Okay. First, go see Anthony's video, End of the World Nutrition. That's after you watch Dave and Martha's video. These nations followed calorie count system. That was France, Italy, Germany, and Japan. That was from World War II, and see how successful they were. Now, on the other hand, the bulk system was Great Britain and America, which I'm going to make videos explaining what's going on that. And they had a modern supply system, and the Axis had a 1919 kind of supply system, which is horrible. 3 square meals means 3 pounds of food a day per sailor, per soldier. So 1 meal is 1 pound. 3 meals is 3 pounds. When you multiply 3 pounds of food, 365 days, that comes out 1,095 pounds of food. Trouble with that, a lot of people think, oh, I'll have to buy canned food or I have to buy packaged food. No, 500 pounds is bulk food, and bulk is a lot different from regular canned or processed food. And I got to do a video on that again. Keep doing these videos over and over. And then
I want to jump in here for a second. We just had a whole bunch of people just come in here. I got Wolfang, Our Treasured Home, Dangerous Freedom, JJ Biggs, CJ 1975.
Probably all from
Garden for Cheap
Australia.
is in. Harvey Black 2's in here. Prepper Line's in the house now. Silhouette. Park Farm.
You've been rated.
I've been rated. Whoa, yay!
Wow, that's a lot of people. Even more. Still coming.
Cajun Prepper. North Shore Prepare. They're coming from North Shore Preparedness, I bet.
Right.
The Courtney Cornered. Yeah, a lot of them coming in here. Daisy Gray's Farms. I know I'm missing people. Hey, Brett's in the house. Broussard Homestead. Bushcrest Family. Southern Belle Teacher. Leah. All right, so you got a bunch in here. So one of the things also talked about the books and stuff on herbs and stuff. I just had it come in my head and out my head. Kathy, North Star Prepstetter has done some great videos on herbs. She did a series of her lives on different herbs and stuff. So that's one to go check out. And she's reading all the stuff off the research she did on the video. So she's giving it and talking about it. That's North Star Prepstetter. And Kathy did, it was a great job covering everything from basil and borage to whatever. I mean, there's like 15 videos she did on it.
That's awesome.
Let's see, guys, input. Anything else that we're missing here?
So I talked with my sister, who's been in some of my videos, but she and I are going to get together and go through a step-by-step how to look at your pantry and literally make the spreadsheet. We keep talking about make a spreadsheet. So we're going to show people how we do it, or how she did it, because she's the one who did it. And she's probably watching this video right now and lurking. So we'll just show people, really how to make these steps that we keep talking about, and, how to count the cans, work out the calories, looking at the people in your family, making a list at their ages. I mean, like David, you've got this issue where you have a young son. Well, not a young son anymore, right? He's a preteen or
royal pain in the
right the royal. Oh, I just saw I had. But as he gets older, right, his calorie consumption is going to be more. So how can we figure that? How can we look at that curve? So we're going to do a pretty in-depth video on that. And then we will link a spreadsheet for other people to use. So you guys can just steal it. And hopefully there'll be formulas in it, because my sister is a computer genius, and she'll work all that crap out on Excel. So that's what I have to say.
I got to give a tip. If you get a steel barrel that's for food grade only, do not get any like off-brand weird back of the truck kind of steel drum. 50-gallon or 55-gallon drum, because Uncle Al does the math. How many pounds of food can you store it? Just bulk food. Take a wild guess.
More than you can pick up.
True. Dave knows what I'm talking about. Right, Dave?
Yeah, I've
because
had to haul it in the back of a trailer before. So, yeah, I know how many cans it takes to make 80,000 pounds.
So you'd have to roll it to get it in there. Yeah.
Right. But that's enough food for 2 people. If you put one rice or one whatever grain, wheat, beans, whatever, into one drum. But like Gil says, you have to be careful that you don't go beans again.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. To answer basically what Kraken was saying there, yes, the LDS Church, or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has on their Provident Living website links for a calculator that sets up, that shows, you have a family of 4, you want 3 months worth of food. This is how much you should have of this, and this. However, that is bare minimum numbers. That's not going out and building a house and chopping down half a forest, before lunch.
And that's assuming that whatever they tell you is something that you want to eat. And it's assuming that have the skills to make sure that happens, like how to make bread.
Right. And then
all it is it's basics. It's like so many pounds of wheat, so many pounds of sugar, so many pounds of this, so many pounds of milk. It goes through that. It's not, soda crackers, Ritz cracker. It's the basic. This is your basic long-term food.
It's a place to start.
Right.
It's a place to start if you're overwhelmed. Yeah.
And then JJ, I can't remember his last name, on the line stuff. If it's food grade, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't know where you got the 55-gallon drum, I worry about it. It's JJ Biggs. You don't need to line it with Mylar or a plastic liner. If it's a food grade, not to worry. If you don't know where it came from, I worry like hell. Who knows what's in a 55-gallon drum? Go ask Dave.
Out real quick. First off, for those wondering who I am, SOP stands for Southern Ohio Prepping. So if you want to find out where I am, there's where I'm at. Second thing, if you live near a major bakery, there's in every major metropolitan area, there's hundreds that get a lot of their stuff brought in either on bag or in barrel. Find your biggest local bakeries and see if you can get some food grade barrels from them, because they usually wind up throwing them out after they're used. That's the best place you can find food grade barrels for almost nothing if it's a big enough bakery.
Right.
Also, the microbreweries use food grade barrels to get their hops in and other things.
Most of those are brought in on bag.
Yeah. Well, I know the ones
when I hauled into Anheuser-Busch, Coors, and all the beer companies.
Yeah, the big ones.
Brought in burlap bags.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that in Concord, California, the microbrewery there got tons of stuff in barrels, and they just put barrels out. They didn't put the barrels out on the street, and people just come by and pick them up.
Okay, well, we're talking about metal or plastic?
Plastic.
Dave?
And metal.
Okay, there's a big difference, folks, so be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. So, however,
if you can handle the smell of pickles, you can usually get some from pickle factories too.
Yeah. And some of the ones, if you get the ones from pickle factories, you don't want to put food in it. Put your water that you're going to use for laundry, for toilet, for that type of stuff in. All right, folks, we're hitting the hour mark here. We need to be wrapping it up here. But so Martha's already talked about what she's got coming out here with the one with her sister. Coming up here on Tuesday for the Tactical Tuesday. I'm looking over at my list here. What do you need for winter storm preparedness is going to be the topic for Tactical Tuesday.
Yep.
Followed by next Friday on the Friday night special is going to be natural disasters that change the weather. We're revisiting that one from last year. And then the following Tactical Tuesday after that is clothing supplies. What do you need really? And so that's what's coming up here on mine. Let's see, just looking at the side chat. All right, so guys, in the side chat, if you have something you want us to talk about, down in the bottom of the description is the email for Camppatton Family Compound. Fire me an email to give me suggestions of topics for either Tactical Tuesday or the Friday night special, and we will slide it into the lineup. All righty. And I think it's time to get out of here now. So everyone out there, side chat, everyone, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared. Don't let depression get you during the wintertime here, all right?
And one more thing, quit watching the news. Okay? Please quit watching the news. I'm tired of looking on Facebook and seeing everybody rant and rave. Guess what? You as a person ain't going to change a thing with your negative Nancy attitudes. And I'm not saying that to the people that are in the side chat. I'm saying that to the people who are lurking, who are looking for a reason to complain. Quit. Stop.
And right now, coming up live right now, let me grab it here. Pete's Little Homestead is starting their live right now, and there is the link for Pete's Little Homestead. He's the next one on our online here. So everybody head on over to Pete's Little Homestead. And everyone, stay happy, stay safe. We'll see you next time.